Hi friends! Batman, Superman or Wonder Woman. We all love our superheroes, right? We have come to meet our very own superheroes from Markham, Vic and Gio. Both are 2021 graduates, and while Vic will be joining the University of British Columbia, Gio will be joining the University of Ottawa. So they both have started this Markham Electronics Recycling, and we have come over to this amazing restaurant, the Starving Artist in Markham, to meet them. Come, let's meet them and see what they have to say. Hi guys, so we have Vic and Gio today here. So let's meet and see what they have to say. Okay, hi guys. Good morning. Tell our viewers something about your organization. What you guys do.
Well, do you want to? Yeah, so basically we're running a e-waste collection event, where we were running an e-waste collection event for the past couple months. I think since March-ish we started.
March, yeah.
We were two grade 12 students back then, and now we're off to university. I'm going to University of Ottawa for mechanical engineering and computing technology, and Vic is going to Vancouver for political science. Our e-waste recycling events have been a pretty good success, pretty big success so far. We've had quite a few people show up over the past 5 events, I think we had.
Okay, cool. Okay, so what has motivated you guys to start this recycling? Like, was there any reason you started it?
Yeah, well, I was we're part of a scholarship program, so I was researching scholarships that we could do, and we came across this one. So basically the criteria was run an e-waste collection in your community, and I thought, well, since COVID, there hasn't really been anything going on with e-waste, because we have a depot in Markham, and nothing has been able to go on because of COVID, and no one can drop off their stuff. So I was like, okay, well, this is a great way to not only help the environment, but also help the community in this time and get the community together when we haven't been able to for a really long time. So that was the kind of thing that caught my eye. And it was originally just me that saw it, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to ask Gio if he wants to do it, because I know he's definitely passionate, especially about giving back to the community. So I thought that he would be a good person to work with.
Yeah, right. So, like, people are not very much educated about this e-waste recycling thing, right? So, how do you think what changes you brought, like how you have educated people, like brought it to people's notice, how they will do the e-waste recycling?
So our main way of advertising that kind of thing and like educating people was through our Instagram page and Facebook page, where we would have a Fun Fact Friday and Tuesday tips every single Friday and Tuesday since we started. I think that page has grown to 6.
Yeah, almost 700 followers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's been pretty good at getting the message out to all of our friends about the events, as well as educating people onto where their stuff is going at these events, and why you should bring your stuff to the event instead of just dropping it off in the garbage or something like that. The main reason why you would bring it to the event, especially with ERA, which is the big organization that we partnered with for the scholarship, is they do their best to refurbish and reuse whatever they can and give it away or donate it to anyone who needs one, like needs a laptop, computer, iPad, anything like that. Especially with right now everything being online for school, work, and all that stuff. We thought it was a really great cause. And then if they can't fix it and refurbish it and donate it, then they dispose of it properly, which is another big part of pollution. Is just electronic recycling is not being done properly.
Yeah. So people have these doubts, right? Like the main doubt which we thought we also used to have is like whether my product goes into hazardous waste or will I be able to recycle it, like say batteries. So people have these questions a lot. But I think these Fun Fact Fridays and Tuesday tips which you guys are sharing. That's very helpful.
Yeah. With the hazardous waste and like the e-waste, the big thing is when you're looking to recycle, especially like if you're going to say through the town or through your city or through an organization like we work with, it's like it's up to their discretion what they think is hazardous and what is e-waste to them. So for example, like when we were working with the ERA, they were accepting batteries and stuff, but they weren't accepting light bulbs. It's mostly up to the discretion of whoever's recycling it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Now that your drive is over, like, is there a way people can reach out to you or to the organization you're working with?
Yeah, well, through the ERA, they definitely have a really large social media platform, especially on Instagram that we've noticed. I don't think they're as active on Facebook, but I know that they also have a really user-friendly website that we've checked out a lot too, and you can basically call them and they will make pickups for you.
Us?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yes.
nice. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what all items have you seen getting disposed of? Like any fancy items?
The items that have been the most hassle to get are like the big box TVs, like the old TVs. Like just those are crazy heavy, and we've done some of those pickups like straight out of people's basements. And like a lot of the times they're like the big TVs, and they're just up narrow hallways, narrow small hallways. It's hard to maneuver, but those are probably the ones that are the most hassle to get up, but we do accept those. And then the ones that like are the easiest to get and like the most like exciting to get, especially because like they're going to a good cause, are like the slightly used laptops and iPads and phones and like all that stuff. So yeah.
We got some new stuff too, which is kind of. I was a little bit disappointed. Like we get like brand new boxes of like iPhones, and I'm like, I'm like, guys, like what are you doing? Like I think we got like an iPhone 7, and I'm like, I have an iPhone 7, and my iPhone 7's perfectly fine, and it's brand new. So that was a little bit upsetting to me, but in the grand scheme of things, it's gonna at least go to someone who needs it. So
Right.
yeah.
So when it comes to e-waste recycling, so if I have to dispose of my laptop, so the one question which is always there is what is going to happen to the data, right? That's what scares most of the people who come and drop off their laptops and phones.
Yeah, well, for sure. Like that's something that obviously you have to be cautious about, and I know that specifically, like before, if that's really a personal concern of yours, there's ways for you to pre-wipe. You can. For Apple products, I know that you can factory reset, but I did talk actually directly with one of the representatives from the ERA, and basically they have these big data shredders. So they just throw hard drives in and it shreds everything. And they're also they also work with law enforcement, so that's a little bit comforting too. And they have programs that are approved by Canadian law enforcement, so that's also one of their concerns too as a company. So, which I think was pretty comforting, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. And would you also like to highlight like what happens with these refurbished laptops, these cell phones? What do they do? How do they use it for the community?
Yeah, so I'm not exactly sure the process of like distributing them, but I have seen them go into like elderly homes. Like on their website, they have like photos of them going into elderly homes, giving laptops to like the elderly so they can like Skype or FaceTime their children or their grandchildren or anything like that. So that was a really nice thing that I saw. I'm not really sure where else they've gone. I think they've gone to some schools and given away some laptops. Yeah,
There's some specific charities too. Like they work with Boys and Girls Club, which I think is really good. I don't really remember the one directly with the seniors home, but there's some charity that's basically dedicated to giving seniors access to technology, especially with COVID, so that they can FaceTime their family members and stuff like that, especially when we're in full lockdown. And also a lot of people who are just coming to Canada, like refugees and that kind of stuff. Those kind of charities too.
Makes sense because instead of just throwing away in garbage, it's better at least to refurbish in somebody else.
It's also it's better both socially and environmentally too at the same time. So it's great.
Okay. So any last message you want to give people regarding your mission?
You want to go? You can give your last message and I'll give my last message.
So right now our event is done, but you can still continue to keep recycling and donating your electronics to the ERA or other organizations. I'm not sure what other organizations are out there, but I'm sure there are other ones. You can just go to the ERA's website, or you can go to our Instagram page, Markham_electronics_cycling, and I'm pretty sure there's a link in the bio that will just lead you straight to the ERA website.
Okay.
Yeah, and my last message would be remember what kind of negative impacts your e-waste and your old electronics can have on the earth, especially if they're not going to the right place. A lot of them carry a lot of toxic materials that harm both our health and then also the environment's health at the same time. So just be really cautious, do your research, and educate yourself on that kind of stuff.
Okay. Thank you for your kind
Thank
words.
you.
So guys, don't forget to reuse and recycle.